Hey YouTube, what's going on? Um, I'm doing a Periscope video actually on my phone. This is being recorded on my iPad. So I wanted to, because I know not everybody has Periscope. So I'm going to do that here. Let me just get this thing rolling. I apologize for the sunglasses. It's not because I'm trying to look cool or anything. It's because the sun is very bright, and if I don't wear these, I'll be squinting like crazy. So let me get this set up here. Alright, lean this up against. Man, technology, I tell you, technology is grand. Alright, let's start this broadcast and see where we're at. So just waiting for some people to join. See what the advanced controls are here. Nope. Okay, good to go. Alright, so just waiting for some people to jump on. So, having a pretty good day so far. It is only 8:30 in the morning here in Arizona, and I've already got 10 sales on eBay today. It was kind of cool. I just came from the gym, and while I was sitting there riding the exercise bike, I was getting the little ding ding dings in my phone, in my ear, my headset. So it was pretty cool doing that. But so just share a couple of tips while I'm waiting for people to get on. Always check for shipping supplies. Always check your local dumpster, local recycling center. There's one on the way home from the gym that I go to, and I just picked up a bunch of boxes, bubble wrap, and packing paper. So never ignore the recycling centers around your area. About 2 weeks ago, I was in there and I found they have about 7 or 8 dumpsters all around there, and I found probably about $500 worth of bubble wrap. It looked like it came from an industrial site. I grabbed it all. I still have some of it sitting right over there in a box to use to ship out. So don't ignore your local recycling center. Most major cities have them. If you just go on Google and type in recycling center, I mean, there's dumpsters all over the place. There's 3 just in my local area right here where I get boxes. I just sold on eBay today some video cassettes, blank video cassettes. So I stopped in there, got a box. I have some regional A boxes from the post office that I just got delivered yesterday. I'm going to try and see if they're going to fit in there. I hope they will, because I don't want to have to pay extra shipping on that. But so a little bit, just while I'm waiting for some more people to jump on here, tell you my quick backstory. I'm not going to tell you my life story, but basically quick backstory. I've been in sales for about almost 20 years. I started selling on eBay in 2003, off and on, nothing major. In May of this year, I started doing some research about Amazon. So I started selling on there, and it was making about, I'd say anywhere from, I had about 40,000 in sales from about May to now. So I mean, between eBay and Amazon, if I just keep up pace with what I'm doing now, I should have about 100,000 in sales between both of those venues. So that's gross, of course. Net, I would say I always get at least 100% for all my stuff, usually more. So I mean, if I had to just guess and ballpark it, I'm probably clearing about 50 to 60K a year in profit. So I mean, which is fine. This is now my full-time gig. I quit my job in July of this year to do this full-time. So when I was selling on Amazon, I was like, well, let me try and sell on eBay too. I was not having any luck. I mean, I would sell maybe 1 item a week. I couldn't figure out what the heck was wrong. Again, for people watching with the sunglasses, I'm not like trying to be cool or hide my eyes. It's just really sunny over here, and if I take them off, I'll be squinting like crazy. So, but anyway, so I couldn't figure out what was going on with eBay. I'm like, man, what happened? I sold there before. I sold a bunch of band T-shirts there. Like 5 years ago, I made like $5,000 off of those band T-shirts from the 80s and 90s, and I just couldn't sell anything to save my life. No views, no sales. So I went on vacation in July. I shut the whole thing down, eBay. Didn't list anything. Came back from vacation and spent basically the rest of July and all of August just digging through stuff online about how to sell on eBay. How does eBay work? What are the tricks? What is the back end of eBay? That's really something that I didn't realize, like the algorithms, how the eBay search works, what they look for, what's the keywords in the description, what keywords in the title. So I spent about a month and a half doing that, and now I got all my research done basically on Labor Day. After Labor Day is when I said, okay, let's test this out. So from Labor Day till now, which is about a month and a half, I should hit top rated seller next week. I just looked in my eBay thing the other day, and it said if we evaluated you today, you'd be top rated seller, which the next evaluation is in 5 days, so I should definitely get that. So I mean, that's a month and a half. I went from like no sales now to top rated seller. I just had my best day the other day. I sold, I think it was 46 items in one day. This morning I've already have 10 items to ship right now. I was at the gym, which is, I got home, I got my little protein drink here. While I was on that riding the bike, I was getting all these dings in my ear. So I have 10 items to ship right now, and it's only 8:30 in the morning here. So I'm hoping by the end of the day that I'll have maybe close to 20. That would be great. So as far as, and I've made a couple videos on this on my YouTube channel, which this video will be on YouTube. I'm recording it. I actually have my phone leaning against my iPad, which is recording for YouTube. So I will be putting this video on YouTube as well. So I made a video on how to sell more on eBay on YouTube, and my username over there is Defending Freedom and Liberty, all one word. So you can definitely go check that out. But three things that make the difference in sales, in my personal opinion: title, customer service, and pictures. Now, you can't have you're not going to have any customer service if you don't have any sales. So the number one thing is your titles. It's funny how here's one tip I'll give you right now, and this was something was hard for me to get past. Stop thinking like yourself. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but and my wife has admitted this, and this is why she says she could never do eBay or Amazon, because when she's in a store looking for stuff, she'll look at something and say, "Ugh, nobody would ever buy that," or because she doesn't like it. You got to stop thinking that way right now. Who cares what you like? Nobody cares what you like. It's what other people like. So if you see something, look it up. Look it up on eBay, see what it sells for, but don't use the sold listings. I mean, you can use them after the fact, but the sold listings will kind of give you a false hope, because when you just click sold, of course all it's going to show you is just the sold. That'll look to you, it's more of a mind thing. It's going to show you like, wow, look at all this stuff that sold, but what you're not seeing is the stuff that didn't sell. So if I look at an item and I go to the completed listings first, not the sold. If you look at the completed listings and you see, you start going through the pages and you're 3 pages in and it's still all red, I'm not even going to look at the sold listings. I don't care. I am in the business of selling products, not storing inventory. So I don't care if I find something that will eventually sell, maybe in 6 months. If it's like $1,000 or something, yes, that's different. I'm talking about like, a piece of clothing or a toy or something like that. I won't even bother with it. So I look at the completed listings. If I see at least, I'd say, 30 to 50%. As I'm talking to you right now, a new offer just popped down on my phone. Somebody just offered me something on a pair of pants I have listed. So I wish you could hear that. That would have been awesome. But so that's what I'm saying. So don't look at the just sold listings. So if like I was saying, if I see 30 to 50% of the completed listings have green, then I'll go to the sold listings and see an average price. But if you just look at sold listing, you're going to get stuck with a lot of inventory, and you don't want that unless you're storing inventory, which I don't know why you would. The second thing you have to ask yourself is, what is this to you? Is this a business or a hobby? It's okay. There's no wrong answer here, but how your answer to that question will decide how you run this. If it's a hobby, then you shouldn't expect to make a killing, because obviously you're doing other things. You don't have a lot of time. For me, this is a business. I sell primarily on Amazon and eBay. Those are the only two that I do heavy on. I do sell on Mercari and Etsy and Craigslist and Facebook and all those other ones, but nowhere near the volume that I do on Amazon and eBay. So this is my business. This is what I do full time, 7 days a week. Right now, in fact, today I'm actually not outsourcing. Right on Wednesday, I have a specific routine. I have specific stores I go to on specific days. Today I'm not going sourcing because I have all my stuff that I have photographed has been listed. So I think right now I have about 130 items listed right now. I have about 25 more things inside that I picked up yesterday that I need to take pictures of and list. I want everything listed. I'm running a little behind because I went away for the weekend, so I didn't have time to do it. So other people have asked me, what do you sell? I sell everything. I don't have a particular bias. There's a couple categories I try to stay away from. One of them is women's clothing. And I know it can be a good seller, and I apologize in advance if there's any women watching this, but women are too damn picky when it comes to clothing. I'll give you a perfect example. When I'm at the store, and when I go to thrift stores and stuff, I shop for myself too. I love getting deals. But when I'm at the thrift store, if I see a pair of pants, nice pair of pants, and my size is 34, 32, if I grab them off the rack, I can look at them and say, look, I can tell if they're too baggy or not. I can look at them and be like, yep, they'll fit. I throw them in the cart, that's it. Women have a whole other equation that goes along with that. They got to make sure that it doesn't look too tight, doesn't look too loose. How does it make their butt look? What is the color? How does the creases go? I mean, how far down does the pants go? Is it going to show their foot? How much will it cover the heel and the between their ankle and the shoe? Like, there's a whole other process. So I just have too many problems with women's clothing. So I tend to stay away from it, unless it's something really popular that I know will sell, like purses and stuff. If they're good, I'll get them. But like women's jeans, women's shirts. I was actually selling something that does sell pretty well is women's bras. Believe it or not. If you come across, I guess you could call it a bolo. If you come across anything in the thrift stores of Victoria's Secret bras, and they're in good shape, pick them up. They'll sell all day long. I used to sell a ton of those. I just stopped because it's just a nice little extra. You can usually double your money on those. People won't pay $20 or whatever, but I mean, you can usually pick them up at the thrift store for $2-3. You can sell them for 10 all day long. Even shipping, you don't even have to do free shipping. I rarely do free shipping on stuff unless it's very, very light. But as far as so the items I sell, like I said, I sell clothing, toys, electronics, books, DVDs, stuffed animals, again, whatever I can get my hands on that I know will sell. Like I said, I just sold today a lot of blank video cassette tapes. So again, you shouldn't have a bias. You know, like go into like a weight store, right? A place that sells like weights or weight equipment. A lot of times there's like older people working there who own it. If you go to like a mom and pop one, well, you know, they're not using 90% of the items that they are selling, but they know other people want to buy them. That's what you should be focusing on. So get your, I don't like this item blinders, get those off. Forget about what you like, forget about what you think. It doesn't matter. What you like and what you think doesn't matter, because that's not who's buying your stuff. And so customer service, that one I think is key. How is your customer service? You know, presentation matters. Pre and post sale both matter. Obviously in pre-sale, you got your photos, your listing, how are you presenting it? If you're selling clothing, are you putting measurements on there? You should be. You know, are you showing the measurements? Not only typing them in, but are you actually showing pictures of the measurements? Every piece of clothing that I sell usually has anywhere from 4 to 6 photos. So let's just say it's a t-shirt, an extra large t-shirt. So I take a picture of if there's a graphic on it, I take a picture of the graphic, take a picture of the front, take a picture of the back, lay it on the ground. I got a measuring tape, I measure this way, and I take a picture of that, and then I measure this way, and I take a picture of that. Because if you don't, even if you type it in the description, you'll still get those messages from people. Hey, what's the measurement, pit to pit? You know, how far, how wide of the chest is it? So you have to reply back, see photos. Now, even when people do that, I still take extra pictures in the message. Your pre and post presentation matters. Now, obviously, we all know how important pictures are. How is your post presentation? What I mean by that is, what does your stuff look like when you're sending it? So for me, I'll tell you about clothing. So what I do is, let's say, again, we'll use a t-shirt as an example. I take the t-shirt. Now, if you don't have one of these, I definitely suggest buying one. If I was inside, I would show you, but I bought one of those clothing folding boards. You know, they sell them where you put the shirt down and you flop it over, flop it over, and flop it over. Yes, I know how to fold a t-shirt on my own, but this thing, it cost me $15. I got it on Amazon. It was free shipping. This thing saves me not only time, but it makes the shirt, it's perfectly folded with anything in the front displayed nicely. The size that it folds fits perfectly into a poly bag. Now, I don't know about you, but I poly bag everything I sell. Everything. I don't care what it is. If it's a book, clothing, a toy, whatever. I poly bag everything. So for a shirt, for example, I'll fold it up, you know, flip it over, boom, poly bag it, goes in there. What I also do, some people, now I smoke. I'm a smoker, right? I'm a bad person, I know. But someone asked me, they're like, well, do you put smoking in your listing? Do you tell people that you smoke? Or do you put smoke free? Are you lying? I don't put anything. I haven't had a problem. Like I said, I've sold a ton of stuff in the last 3-4 months. What I don't do, first of all, I don't smoke where the clothes are. All of my eBay inventory is up in a closet, shut. A little, I don't know the measurement, but a little closet. I have an air freshener in the back that keeps all the clothes smelling good. So I don't smoke near the clothes. Secondly, whenever I poly bag something, I get a dryer sheet. If I had one here, I would show you. I think I have one in here. You didn't miss. I've only been on for about 10 minutes. You didn't miss. I'm just kind of going over some basics. So what I do, yeah, smoking, right, exactly. So what I do is I tear off a little piece of fabric softener, a little piece of a dryer sheet, probably, you know, the size of a if you remember those chiclet gums. I tear off a piece of that and I tuck it in the shirt on the inside, so that way it doesn't stain or anything. Then I seal the poly bag, so whenever they open it up, it smells like air freshener, or it smells like laundry, or whatever smell that I put in there. I haven't had any complaints. I haven't had any, you know, hey, your clothing stinks, or hey, what's that weird funky smell you got in there. I haven't had any complaints on that. So I do that. So I fold it up nice, fits in a poly bag. Put it in, put the little dryer sheet in there, tuck it in. Now, I haven't had any complaints, but I don't put a giant sheet in there. Like I said, I just tear off a corner and stick it in there. It's better than smell like laundry than Goodwill. I've seen a ton of people on the posts that customers reply back and say, your stuff smells like Goodwill. Well, I don't have that problem. I very rarely wash anything that I buy from the store unless there's a stain on it. Like I got a couple pieces of clothing soaking right now in just a little stains, but I don't wash anything. So I do that. Now, as far as the, I made some cards. I had some cards made from Vistaprint for discounts. So I put a little card in every item I sell, taped on there. It's a loyalty discount. So every time somebody opens a package I send them, it says, thank you for buying from my store. Here's 10% off. If you see anything else in my store that you want, please message me first, and you get 10%, for life or whatever it is. I also give them my Amazon code on there, my Amazon store code. I give them a 10% off code for Amazon. So if they go on Amazon and they click on my store, they type in a code, they get 10% off Amazon too. You don't think it works? It does, because I can keep track of it all. I get because they have to message me. On eBay, they have to message me to get the discount. On Amazon, they don't. All they have to do is put the code in, but I can track that on my Amazon sales page. I can see how many people have used that code. So if you don't think cross-promoting, even in your shipping, works, think again, because it does. I've probably gotten at least 10 to 15% of my sales on Amazon have come from people who use that code. And those may be products that I wouldn't have otherwise sold. So that's why I say presentation matters. I put all of my stuff in poly mailers, nice and flat. I make sure that it's perfectly folded, so when a person gets an item in the mail, it looks like it's coming from a store. I don't crumple things up and throw it in a bag. Like I said, I fold it perfectly. People are already buying used stuff. Like a lot of people will never admit in public that they buy used clothing on eBay. Some people you talk about that to and they're like, ew, you buy used clothes. Like they won't, they're ashamed for some reason. Yes, maybe if you're buying underwear, sure, that's a different conversation. But people already know they're buying used clothes, so why not make them think or make it appear that they're, newish? Like when you go to this, think about it yourself. If you go into Walmart or Target and you're looking at their clothing, if something is like crumpled up, somebody looked at something and then they just crumpled it up and threw it back on the shelf, chances are you're not going to grab it unless it's the last one. You're going to grab one that's folded and, you'll look at it and take it with you. I want people to, like I said, perception matters. That's probably also one of the reasons why I haven't had any returns. In all the heavy items that I've sold since September, I have had 0 returns. Because again, my pictures are accurate, my description is accurate, everything I try to make everything as accurate as possible. I notate any issues with the clothing, I take a picture of the issue, and I draw on my photo manipulation program here. I draw a circle around it with like big arrows pointing, like small pinhole, or fraying at the bottom of the jeans with a big circle around it. And I don't have any returns. Now that's not going to last forever. Yes, I'm sure I'm going to have some, but that just goes with it. So yeah, so bread twist. That's a good idea. At least you're putting stuff in somebody just said they used bread twist ties in a bag. So I buy, because I sell on Amazon, the bags, if you send anything in a poly bag, it has to have a warning label on it, suffocation label. So I use those, and they're self-sealing. I know people say they use Ziploc bags, they use, the bags with the twisty tie. I use self-sealing though, because for me, if I bought something online and it came in a Ziploc bag, I'm like, what is this? Like what? What am I making sandwiches here? Like what? What is that? I want it to look professional, so I go on Amazon. They're really cheap. It's like $20 for, I think, 100. You can get a pack from Uline of 100 of each size. It's like $20. They're self-sealing. They got the warning label already printed on there. And again, I can't remember the size, but the biggest size they send you in the pack is the perfect size for T-shirts and jeans, jackets, things like that. If you use the folder that I told you about. It's just beautiful. It slides right off. You put the bag over, tip it up, it slides right in. You're good to go. Flap the seal, and you're done. That way, again, it just looks more professional. They pull it out. It's a nice square. You know, I can't tell you how many things on my feedback I see that say, you know, great item, packaged really well, you know, thanks, super fast shipping. And that's another thing, shipping. Yeah, I just ordered my, you know, I just ordered my shipping supplies on eBay yesterday, the free coupon or whatever. Very reluctant to do so because I hate poly mailers that have advertising on them. I hate that. But I have the same size poly mailers here that are blank, so I figured out basically all I can have to do is just reverse the stickiness, and I'll be able to cover up that eBay, you know, the eBay thing. They weren't free. They cost me $3 for 100. That's because I buy the big ones. The small ones would have been free, but I don't like advertising. I'm a very paranoid person when it comes to that. When it comes to mail, I've had stuff stolen from the mail before, so I don't like advertising on a pamphlet or on a mailer that says, hey, look, this, whatever's in this item is from eBay. Could be something good, could be something bad, who knows? People will steal it. You know, if they see it's from eBay, they might steal it. So that's why I didn't buy them. But they're coming in the mail. Like I said, I'll flip it over. You won't even see the eBay. But shipping. My thought on shipping is under promise and over deliver. I have a 1-day handling time on every item I sell. But it's economy shipping, 1 day. That's everything, unless it's something specific like media mail or something like that. But usually everything I sell says economy shipping, 1-day handling time. Now but I always send everything out same day. I don't put that in my listing, but I need a buffer. So like today, everything that people buy from me today will go out today. If people send me a best offer, I usually will counter with like $1 higher and say, shipped out today if paid by 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 out of 10 times, boom, accepted and good to go. People want their stuff right away. Especially with you have places like Amazon that do free 2-day shipping. That's who you're competing with. I mean, if you don't think you are, you know, unless you're selling like used clothing, you know, people just go on Amazon. They don't want to pay $5 for shipping. They'll go on Amazon, get the free 2-day. So I put 1-day handling time, but I ship most things out same day, and people love it. The cool thing about it is not only are they getting their product faster, that gives you the 5 stars or however many stars for your BSR ranking. Not only do you get maxed out on that because people are shocked, but eBay also gives you kudos for that because the items are getting there before the estimated delivery time. If you put economy shipping, it's going to say estimated within 2 to 11 days. So they'll tell the customer, you know, like if they order something today, they'll be like, oh, it should be there by next Friday. I send it out today, it's going to get there like Monday or Tuesday. So that helps you kind of cheat the system that way. But if you put priority mail on there, I send stuff priority, it still says economy on eBay. Now, I never do the shipping thing that way. Because again, it gives you extra points. I've gotten emails from eBay. They're like, "Hey, we see, you know, that your shipping is awesome. You have I have like a 98% ship time right now." And again, you're the stars. You'll get the high BSR stars on there, and that's what you need for the top-rated seller. If you're doing this as a business, why are you not offering 1-day handling time? That'd be what I would want to know. Because again, people want their stuff like. I don't know if anybody saw that post I made the other day about the lady who, you know, she had like 20 items in her description, like, oh, I'm a nurse and I work 12 hours a day, and if I missed a picture, I'm sorry, but, you know, I don't look at everything. Like, buyers don't care about your excuses. They don't care that you work 12 hours a day. They don't care. If you have 20 kids, they don't care. All they care about is, can I trust this person? Is this the same item I'm going to get in the mail that I see in a picture? And how fast am I going to get it? That's all they care about. And price. That's it. They don't care if that you have 5 kids or that you work full-time or that you're, you know, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but they don't care if you were in the hospital. They don't care if your husband was in the hospital or your wife. They don't care. They want their stuff and they want it now. So don't put stuff like that in there. It's not, in my opinion, it's a waste of space, and you're giving people a reason not to buy from you. You know, like that person said, oh, if I missed anything, it was out of negligence. Well, then why aren't you looking at your stuff better? Like, why aren't you examining it before you list it? Why would you, you know, you shouldn't be sending stuff with holes in it. You shouldn't be sending things with bends or creases or anything. You should be examining everything perfectly. There's a couple of things that I always re-examine everything too before I ship it. So an example, last week I posted a picture of a Burberry jacket I found in a Goodwill, suit jacket. It was $3, I think it was. $3. This thing, I easily could have gotten 60 or 70 bucks for this thing on eBay. I looked it over in the store, looked good to go, came home, taking photos of it, found a little tiny moth hole on the back of the jacket. As I started examining it more, I saw a couple little ones. Don't know why I didn't see them in the store, but for some reason I didn't. I always double check everything, because you don't want to send something and somebody goes, hey, there's a hole in it. You know, hey, or there's a stain, and then you know, now you're kind of screwed. You're at the mercy of the customer. What do they want to do? You're going to have to do a partial refund. Are you going to have to do, you know, a full refund? What are you going to have to do? So that is, somebody's texting me right now. Oh, the glasses. Yeah, like I said before, the glasses. I'm not wearing these to like be cool, or this person saying I look like I'm in the Secret Service. It's because in my backyard right now, it's like I have an umbrella. You can't see it, but the sun is shining here right now, and if I didn't, I'd have to be like squinting like this. So this is the only way I can do that. So anyway, I don't know if you guys like have any questions or whatever, but those are just some of the things that I've done over the last month and a half that have, like I said, definitely tripled, quadrupled my sales. For some of the people that got on here late, I was saying earlier, today it's about 8:45, I think, in the morning. Both of my devices are, I can't see the time right now. Let me get rid of this. And I have 10 things I have to ship already. I sold 10 items today so far. You know, oh, let me give you a little, two little tricks. Now, some people might know this. I didn't know this. I figured it out about 2 weeks ago, kind of by accident. 95% of all the items I sell are buy it now, best offer. Okay, you'd be surprised how close people will come to your price. Like this pair of pants that I just told you I got an offer on right now. I have them listed for 13. The guy offered me 11. I already know I only paid like $4 for those. Yes, I will take it. I'll take a $2 discount to sell something. I'm already going to make $1 on that, on the shipping anyway. So really, I'm only losing $1. Don't be stubborn with your prices. You're not a retail store. You're not Walmart. You're not Target. You don't get to. People don't come on eBay for most of the stuff like that. They want deals. So give them a deal. If you give them a deal, a lot of times too, they'll leave you good feedback and they'll say, you know, great price, great communication. They won't, you know, a lot of times they won't return it unless it's ripped. But the two things. So, and this is a little trick, like I said, so people already know this. You can get an extra 7 to 10 days out of any buy it now listing. So let's say, and I've done this every day for the last 2 weeks, because I have items that end usually, you know, on a daily basis. If you go into your dashboard and you go all to your active selling, you change it to time ending soonest. Now it doesn't work with auctions, it works with buy it now. So if you go to buy it now, you'll see that it says send to online auction. If you choose that option, you can squeeze another 7 days at least, at minimum, out of it. Some of them will let you go 10, like I just listed, and that's how I clear dead inventory. So I'll give you a perfect example. I had a jacket. Bought a jacket about a month and a half ago, summertime. You know, I knew it was a gamble. It was only $3. That's why I bought it. It's a good brand. I figured it would sell. Had it listed for 30 days. 0. A lot of watchers, which we know watchers don't mean anything. Had a ton of watchers, no offers. I was pretty bummed. So I said, okay, well, time to clear out the inventory. Don't want to store it forever. Send it to the online auction for 10 days. Started 99 cents. Sold it for $25 plus $10. $14.95 shipping. It only cost me $3 to get the jacket, and it only cost me $11, whatever the priority mail flat rate box is. I think it's like $11.95 or something like that. That's how I clear out dead inventory, and that's how you can get an extra 7 to 10 days on your listings if you use Buy It Now. Go in there and send it to the online auction. You can still leave it at the same price if you want. Of course, that just means, if you're selling something for $10 and you sell it over at the online auction for 10, somebody's going to have to bid 10. I always do online auction, everything 99 cents. You'd be surprised. Another great example. I had a bunch of toys that I listed twice, and I got a ton of offers on it. They were really low ball offers. Like, I had it listed for, I think, $75 plus like 20 shipping, because it was going to be a big box. And I got a ton of low ball offers, like, I'll give you 10, I'll give you 15. I just declined them all, but I didn't sell it. 2 months I had it listed on there twice. You couldn't sell it, so I said, all right, fine, they're taking up too much space. Put it on the auction, sold it. Now, keep in mind, these toys I got, I think all of them cost me $10 total. I sold them for $80 in the auction, plus $29.95 shipping. I shipped them FedEx, I saved $10, plus made a ton of money on the toys. Always check FedEx. If you're not using, whenever you're shipping something heavy, always check FedEx. A lot of times, 9 times out of 10, FedEx is going to be cheaper than USPS when it comes to heavy stuff. FedEx home delivery. Anything I sell over $75, I do the signature required. But make sure you check FedEx first, because Postal Service, these toys were going to cost me like $31.95 to ship, which is actually less than I charged. So I looked at FedEx home delivery, and it was only $19.85, and then they charged me $3 for the signature. So I made $10 on the shipping. The guy already left me feedback yesterday, said, excellent, A+, all that good stuff. Funny, I got a feedback, and maybe the guy did it on accident. So like I mentioned the other day, I sold those 46 items. They all shipped out yesterday. When I went to the post office, I looked like a mailman. I had all these crates and tubs and everything. But somebody left me feedback for an item that I just shipped yesterday. So they left me, just sold another t-shirt, sold $9.99 t-shirt. Look at that. I wish you could hear the cha-chings. I don't know, it's not coming through because I'm using my audio for the thing, but that's 2 things while I'm live in this broadcast. So that's buyer paid. Okay, good to go. So that makes 11 things that I just sold. Now if I take the best offer that I had when you were watching earlier, that'll make 12. So I'm telling you guys, this stuff works. So, but that's a tip. If you already knew about that, good for you. If not, try it out. That's the best way I found to clear dead inventory, stuff you just don't want sitting around anymore. Just put it on the online auction, 99 cents. Jack up the price on the shipping, maybe $2 or $3, so you'll make something, and then just leave it alone. You don't always get great prices. I sold a pair of jeans that I paid $5 for, and I sold them for $1.50. Only 2 people bid on them, but it only went up to $1.50. I charged $8.95 shipping, so what's that? I had to ship it in a flat rate padded, so that cost me $6. So 6 plus $1.50. Yeah, so I took a loss on that. It took like a $2 loss, but it's gone. It's out of here. I've had it for over a month. Now I don't have to worry about it anymore. Somebody got a great deal. I got it out of my house. Good to go. Now I have room for more stuff. I wish I could show you. I have about 25 things that I have to take pictures of and list today. But I'm telling you guys, this stuff works. Here's another tip, and I mentioned this on my video on YouTube. For anybody that didn't hear my YouTube, and this video will be on YouTube as well. I have my iPad in the background recording it, but my username on YouTube is Defending Freedom and Liberty, all one word. So here's another little tip for you. We all know about Best Match, right? And pardon me, I'm going to have a smoke here. Best Match. Do you know what Best Match is? Or do you think you know what Best Match is? Because here's what Best Match is not. Best Match is not how many words in your title match. Okay, good. So Best Match is not how many words in your title match what the customer typed in. So let's say somebody's looking for, I don't know, let's just say polo shirt, Ralph Lauren, blue. And it's not, so if you just have in your title, if you have shirt, new, men's, polo, blue, long sleeve, blah, 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 blah. If you have, what's that? Is it items that have that? No, it has nothing to do with views. Best match is I'm telling you exactly what it is. Best match is what title best matches what the customer typed in. It's not the keywords jumbled together. That's why keyword stuffing doesn't work anymore. Right, exactly. So keyword stuffing, if you use Terapeak, which I don't use any paid. I'm already paying eBay to sell on eBay, which is fine. I have no problem with that. I'm already paying that. I have to pay Amazon to sell on Amazon. So right there, I'm paying already over $40 a month just between eBay and Amazon. Well, it's probably more like 100 with all the sales. Also, I subscribe to an app called Profit Bandit that I only use for Amazon. That costs me $10 a month. So I'm a data junkie. I do everything. I research everything myself. However, so this is best match. If a customer types in polo shirt for men, Ralph Lauren polo shirt for men, if your title doesn't have that in the beginning, if that's not the first couple words in your title, your listing's down. That's what best match is. It's not, and by default, okay, here's another thing. eBay used to also search the descriptions. So you could keyword stuff the description too and put 100 keywords in there that have nothing to do with your product that would drive people in there. That doesn't really work anymore. Why? Because the eBay algorithm does not search descriptions by default. It only searches the title. The customer can choose to search description also, but by default that is unchecked. You actually have to go into eBay and check search description also. Now, how many buyers do you think are doing that? Probably not too many. I never do it. When you look for something on eBay, you just type it in the title, or you type it in the search, you hit enter. The best match is enabled by default. And 8 out of 10 eBay customers are using it. They're not changing all the settings. They might change the stuff on the left, like size large, or blue, or the pants 32, or whatever. But when it comes to the title and best match, that's how best match works. So get your titles in order. Find out the way that the titles are. eBay tells you that. eBay tells you what to put in your title. If you've never seen the stuff at the top, if you just do a search right now on eBay, and the best way to do it is to do a generic search. Don't search for something specific. So just type in men's jeans. If you type in men's jeans on eBay, it'll say, did you mean men's silver jeans? Did you mean men's buckle jeans? Did you mean men's Levi's jeans? They tell you right there that those are the hot products. So if you listen to what eBay is telling you, that's how you can, for one, find out what's popular. You don't have to go to the what's hot section. eBay tells you right there. Just do a generic search for whatever you want to sell, like a polo shirt. Type in men's polo shirt or women's polo shirt. You'll get a bunch of results, but you'll also see at the top, it'll say related searches. Ralph Lauren polo shirts, Michael Kors polo shirts, Tommy Hilfiger polo shirt. Because those related searches, that's not just something that sounds like it, that's what other people are searching for. That's how related searches work in accordance with best match. So if you're not using those to your advantage, you don't need Terapeak. You don't need those paid ones. Now, if you want to save time, I understand paying for stuff. Me, I'm kind of a cheap bastard, I guess you could say. I don't like paying for things that I can do myself. So I won't pay Terapeak. I tried their little free, application. Do you guys? I'm sure you guys know about all the eBay plugins you can have in your listings and in your thing, like Terapeak and the Octiva and all that. You can have plugins in there. The apps, I guess you would call them. You can have that kind of like their extensions, kind of like Google Chrome. you can have them running in the background of your eBay listings. Yeah, Terapeak. Oh my God. If it was like $1, I would surely pay for it, but not $10. I mean, when I used Terapeak, the free trial they give you for a month or however long it is, the same words that I found on Terapeak were the same words I was already seeing on eBay, and I'm like, why am I going to pay $10 for this? Yeah, what? So I'm paying $10 for the privilege of copying and pasting? Well, all you have to do to fix that, because every link that's in eBay is a hyperlink. So you can't just copy and paste that into your title. It'll be all jacked up. The thing that you do, for all you techies out there, if you're using Windows, open Notepad. If you're using Mac, like me, open a text edit document. Just leave a blank one there. I always have a blank text edit document open. If you want to copy links from eBay, highlight, copy, go over to text edit or Notepad, control, paste it in there. It removes everything and turns it into plain text. Then you just copy it back, paste it in there. So that's how you remove hyperlinks super fast. You don't have to, mess around. Like I was saying earlier with the first sale doctrine thing, be careful of how you're listing. I got kicked off a listing for a counterfeit product. I didn't get in trouble. eBay just removed the listing, but you got to be careful with that stuff. If you're selling something new, make sure that the people aren't going to come after you like that the Velcro thing. But yeah, keywords. If I also don't like paying for services like Octiva, InkFrog. I think is it InkFrog? Why am I keep thinking of Leapfrog? I think Leapfrog is like the kids thing. I think it's InkFrog. That's the. I signed up for a free trial of those. Again, it's another $10 a month. Like between Terapeak and the InkFrog or whatever the subscription, that's $20. Like I already got to pay for shipping supplies, like all this other stuff, gas. I'm trying to make as much money as I can, so I'm not paying for any services. Now, but there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you like to save time and all that, that's fine. Me, I'm a cheap bastard. I don't like paying for stuff that I can't really use or that I can't manipulate, I guess would be the best word. Also, I hope you're not using HTML in your descriptions anymore. The reason I say that is because now we all have seen the active content good. We all have seen the active content thing being removed. Now, that does not affect HTML. What that affects is active, like JavaScript, YouTube videos. You can still post them in there. Like I have a separate YouTube channel, and this is another thing you might want to think about doing. I have a separate YouTube channel. Yeah, so you don't like, right. And why is that? HTML used to be like awesome. If you had HTML in your listing, people thought you were professional. So why do they not like it anymore? It's because 60 to 70% of all sales are coming from mobile phones. You ever try to open up an HTML eBay listing on your phone? It's a disaster. You gotta try to scroll over, shrink it. Like people, nope, they just walk away. All my listings are just bare bones. Black or blue text on a white background. That's it. That's all I do. They can scroll up, you can read it easily, nice big bold print, see exactly what I'm saying, done. I don't have any of this wishy-washy HTML. The only HTML I have in there is just a link to my eBay store. That's it. That's all I have. I don't have any fancy templates, any of that other stuff. Nobody cares about that anymore. That's like, what? That's like early 2000s people cared about that stuff. But like I was saying, I have a separate YouTube channel that I use just for eBay, especially when I'm selling electronics. I always take a video of anything I'm selling that's an electronic. So I sold a vintage cassette deck. I forget what brand it was, Sony or JVC or one of those things. So instead of just taking I take pictures, but what I also do is I get my phone, I record a video, I plug it in, I turn it on, I show all the lights working, the sound, whatever the thing is supposed to do, I show it on the video. Right now I post that video, I embed it in the description, so all the customer has to do when they're reading my description, oh, look at this. They click a YouTube video and it plays right in the description. Sometimes, though, I notice that when you check your own listings, you might notice it doesn't work. For some reason, some videos don't show up. So what I do is I just, like I said, I put the video in there, but I also put a link in there, and I say, here's a video description. Please click the link to see this actual product working. And of course, on YouTube, you can track how many views you're getting. People love that. People love videos. Sometimes pictures just aren't enough. Yes, you can take a picture of an electronic device, like powered on, but what if when if you're selling a cassette deck, what if when you push play on the cassette, the tape is all warped, or something's wrong with the gears. You just push play and look inside and you see the gear turning, so you're like, oh, okay, it works. But if you don't actually test it with a cassette and speakers, you don't actually know. I almost got burned on a record player that way. I bought a record player in Goodwill. So you just put the URL in the listing. I do both. Right now I embed because you still can. You won't be able to embed after next year with the active content. That's what active content is. Videos and stuff like that, those won't be allowed anymore. But I embed the video, and then right under the video I put in big bold letters, if you cannot see the above video, please click this link to watch it. And when they click the link, it takes them right to my separate YouTube channel that I created just for eBay and Amazon. It's just for testing products. It has no videos like this. It doesn't have me. It's just specific YouTube channel just for items I'm selling on eBay. But people like that. You know what I mean? So try doing that. Now, you don't have to do that with like clothing. You can. It might help you. I mean, especially if you have something really unique, and that you want people to appreciate. Like, let's say it's a rare shirt that's from like the 80s that's like in really good condition. Sometimes pictures won't show that, so take a video, show the whole shirt, like, hey, look at this Metallica t-shirt. It's beautiful condition, you can see the creases are still here, like here's the back, no rip stain. I mean, people love videos, obviously, because otherwise YouTube wouldn't be so popular. People, want to give as much information as you can on that listing, so all the questions are answered. You don't want to have to deal with, there's nothing worse for me than hearing, because you know how eBay makes the same sound no matter what. Like, if you sell something, you get the cha-ching. But if you get an offer or a question or anything else that happens on eBay, it's always the same sound, the bring, whatever that sound is. So there's nothing worse than thinking somebody's offering you money and you look at your phone and it just says new message from, you just see new message from, ABC123, and you're like, damn, I thought it was a best offer. So try to put as much stuff in the description as you can to avoid getting questions from people. And like I said, that's what I've done, and very rarely, do I ever even get any questions. I got 2 questions yesterday, but they were one of them was my fault. I was selling a jacket, and I had all the measurements, everything, but I forgot to put what size it was. I forgot to take a picture of the actual tag that said the size. So that was my fault. So I got a question from a guy. He said, hey, what size is this? I'm like, oh, my bad, sorry, large. So I put that picture in there. And the second one, I was selling like a pair of glasses, and I had pretty good pictures on there, but somebody asked me, they're like, hey, does this have any scratches in it? So that's where videos come in handy. The angles of photos sometimes don't show everything, so I took a video. Now, some people might be leery about this. I'm going to share this next tip, and I only do it once in a while, but again, some people will do it. If you have a very unique item that somebody wants to see, you cannot put videos in your responses on eBay. I hope they come out with that in the next year where they remove the active content. Wouldn't it be great, though, if you could take a video with your phone and upload that to the photos section and say, hey, here's 7 photos of the product and then a video. But until they do that, a couple of times I've gotten some questions on some products. What you can do in the messages, if you feel comfortable, you can just reply to them. If you don't know how to embed, and because you actually need special code to embed YouTube videos inside eBay listings, and I have all the sites and everything, but it's not just, you can't just copy the eBay link and put it in the description. That doesn't work. So anyway, if you don't feel comfortable trying to edit all the tags and figure out how to do it, what you can do is you can reply back to someone and say, Sure, shoot me your phone number and I'll text you a video. Now again, that obviously they're going to have your phone number, you're going to have their phone number, but you'd be surprised how many times people will respond back and say, yeah, sure, it's 123-45, whatever the phone number is. You send the video, you get a sale. People appreciate, because if they're asking a question, they're interested in your product already. Most people just don't ask questions for the fun of it. So if it's a unique item, like if it's just a t-shirt, fine. But if it's something very unique or electronic or something, they'll say, hey, does it have this, or what does it sound like? Just ask them if you feel comfortable sharing your phone number. Or you can get another thing you can do if you don't want to share your phone number. You can get one of those for free. You can get a burner. There's an app on the App Store. I don't know what it's called on Android, but there's an app that will turn your phone into another phone number. So if you text somebody, it won't show your phone number. It'll show this fake one. So, but that's for, like, I would say, more serious people. A lot of people don't feel comfortable giving their phone number out. I understand. I've only done it a few times. Again, it's only with very, very unique items. So, also, do you offer local delivery? I do, on everything I sell. Last week I had 4 items that I sold that were local delivery. Saved me a trip to the post office, which I was going to go anyway. But the guy gave me full price for my item, and with free shipping, because he was down by the college. How do you do local pay? You mean if I sell a product on eBay and somebody wants to pick it up locally, how do I get them to pay for that? Is that what you're asking? Payment method, same payment method. So here's what I did. I'll tell you what the situation was. So I got an offer on a product I was selling last week. The guy had a message. He said, "Hey," he said, I live in Arizona. So and in my city, he messaged me and said, "Hey, I'm in your city right now on business." He's like, "Is there any way I could pick it up from you?" Because I was charging, I think, $15 shipping, and I said, "Sure." So. But it was a buy it now product. So the only way I could do it, I was on my phone. So I told him, okay, here's what you do. I said, submit me a best offer for 1 penny. I didn't have he wanted to do buy it now, and when you do buy it now, they require immediate payment, right? So I told him the only way that I could do it was you have to, no, it wasn't the Beanie Baby. I did sell that for, what, $60, I think that was, but he wanted it shipped. He lived here in Phoenix, but he wanted it shipped. No, this was for like an iPad holder that I sold. So I said, okay, if you use buy it now, it's going to make you pay right away, and I didn't want to have to go through the hassle of refunding him shipping and all that. So I said, here's what you do: send me a best offer for 1 penny less than the price. I'll accept it. It won't require immediate payment, and then I'll send you an invoice and change to local pickup free. So I did that. He sent me the offer. I accepted it. I changed it to, I sent him an invoice, free shipping. And then I said, I can meet you there at 10 o'clock as long as the payment's made. So he paid through PayPal. I met him down at the college, face to face, handed him the iPad. He said thank you. He had feedback for me already less than 10 minutes after I left, and that was it. So you don't have to do a cash. I wouldn't even recommend doing a cash deal. I would say to people, if they're going to do local pickup, item must be paid through PayPal, and then and I documented everything in eBay messages. This wasn't like a text message or anything. All responses always go through eBay. That way there's proof. So yeah, you just go into the shipping. Even if you have shipping on there, you change it on the invoice, and you just change it to 0, free, and then now. One thing you'll see if you do local pickup is when somebody buys something from you, if you don't already offer it on your listing, if somebody buys something from you, you can't add local pickup to when you're sending an invoice. At least I haven't seen it. It's not on the drop down. So what you have to do is you do free shipping. They pay for it. Now it's going to ask you for a tracking number, which will affect your BSR if you don't put one in there. So all you do after the transaction is complete, you just go into view sales record, under shipping, local pickup is in there. You choose local pickup, save it, and then you click mark shipped, good to go. I called eBay to verify that because I was freaking out because, like I said, I'm supposed to get top rated seller here in like 3 days, 4 days. And I'm like, damn, here I am trying to get top rated seller, and now I don't have a tracking number because I delivered it. But she was like, no, just go in. She's like, if you just mark shipped and it's marked local pickup, she's like, you're good to go, that's fine. And especially, now you can ask them to leave you feedback right there. I didn't do that. He already did it for me. But when you get there, before you can say, hey, could you just go on your phone real quick and leave me feedback? That way everything's tracked. I've done that. I did that 4 times last week. A couple clothing items and then that iPad item. So you'd be surprised. I was more than happy to accommodate somebody who wanted to pay. And I made, what did I make, $20 on that deal? I bought a whole lot of them at Walmart. That's when I was doing the negotiating. I think I posted a picture of it a couple weeks ago. I bought a ton of iPad OtterBox cases. I bought a ton of them. They were on clearance for, what did they want? They wanted $20 each. Yeah, I'm telling you, it works. It just depends on how comfortable you are. Some people don't feel comfortable delivering. They want the safety, like, hey, I'll sell you something, but I don't care if you live in my city. I don't feel comfortable meeting you. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. It all depends on what you're comfortable with. Me, as many of you know, I carry a gun, so, I don't really have a problem with it. I haven't had any issues. Nobody's tried to steal anything from me. But it's all about your comfort. But yeah, the Walmart, so they had a bunch of these iPad holders on clearance. They'd been there for like 2 or 3 months. I saw them every time I went in there. They were normally like $80. They were marked down to 30, right? And there was 10 of them, I think. So I'm like, man, $300. I'm like, I know I can make some money on that. So I just went over to the guy. I said, hey, are you the manager of this section? He's like, I'm the manager of electronics. I said, good. I said, let me ask you something. Will you give me a deal if I clear out your shelves on these cases? He's like, what do you mean? I said, if I buy all of them. I said, I know you've had these things sitting here for a couple of months. I said, if I buy all of these right here, all 10, will you give me a deal? He's like, well, I'd give you a deal. He's like, but I can't authorize that. So he called his store manager. He came back. He said, yeah, what's going on? I said, hey, real nice. I just said, hey, I noticed you've had these on here for about 2 months. I said, will you give me a deal? Will you lower the price more if I buy all of them? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. He's like, what are you thinking? I said, well, he's like, how about $15 a piece? I said, ugh. I said, I really didn't want to pay more than 10. I said, how about 12? And he's like, done. So I just picked all of those up. Now, I paid $12 a piece, and I sell them on average for about $35, plus $10 shipping, which it only cost me $6 to ship. So I'm making about an extra $3 on there. So I'm clearing about probably around $35, $30 to $35 per holder. I've sold 4 of them already. I have 4 left. I just got an offer earlier before I went to the gym. Somebody wanted to buy another one. You'd be surprised, but that was a pretty low ball offer. Like I countered on that one. I usually accept all best offers if they're reasonable, because I know somebody's interested. I know they'll probably pay. I don't really negotiate a whole lot on eBay because I price stuff a tad higher because I know, like, if I want to sell something for $10, I'll usually price it at like 14, and then someone will send me a best offer for like 9 or 10, and then I'll be like, yeah, there's what I wanted. So I don't haggle too much, but the lady tried to lowball me today. She offered me $20. Now, brand new in the store, you ain't getting it for $20. Like I said, even brand new in the store, these things sell for like 50 or 60, maybe even 70. Online, brand new to the company, they're like 90. I don't know who the hell's paying that, but I wish I could get 90 for it. So I do best offer on everything. Every single item I have has a best offer on it. Because, like I said before, you'd be surprised how close people will come to your price. Are you willing to let an item sit for 6 months for $1? Like, if you have something listed at 15, will you not take 14 for it? If you don't have best offer, people are not just, most people, I won't say everyone, most people are not just going to message you all the time, be like, hey, I noticed you had this listed for 15, would you take 14 for it? Like, some people will, but most won't. If you have best offer, they don't have to message you. They can just do it. Be like, hey, I'll give you 14. How fast do you want the sale? Are you long tail? Are you, short tail? Do you want, what do they call it, the fast nickel, the slow dime? Which one are you? For me, in the beginning, I'm trying to build up top rated seller. I wanted to sell a lot of stuff. I'm all about the fast nickel. I'm doubling. I always go for at least 100% return minimum. Like on clothing, if I buy something, for 4 or 5, I have to sell it for at least 10. Plus, I usually get $1 in the shipping. So that's the absolute minimum. But I don't like storing inventory. That's me. I treat this as a business, not as a hobby. The more time you spend on this, like I'm outsourcing every day. I don't list every day. I don't believe that whole like list 10 items a day thing. I don't know where that came from, or how that started, or why that would even be relevant. I don't I don't know why someone would even care. Like what? That doesn't have anything to do with anything. Why is 10 the magic number? What is it about 10? Why not 5? Why not 20? 10 items. That's just something I think somebody just started a long time ago. Yes, I would say in order to sell more, you have to list more, but there's no number. Like, you only listed 9 items today. Sorry, we can't help you out. Or wait, you went over 10. No, can't do that. I usually list in bulk, like 3 days a week. Today I'm going to be listing. After I'm done with this, my plan, I'm supposed to be sourcing now, but took the day off. After this, grab a shower, and then I got a bunch of clothes I got to take photos on. I got some toys upstairs I got to take pictures of. I got another lot of toys that I'm going to be selling. And even a guy, remember that lot of toys I was selling you? This is the local pickup. So that was an auction. So a guy messaged me about 10 minutes before the auction ended, and he said, hey, I live in your area. If I win, would I be able to pick these up from you? Now, that one was a little trickier because I was actually going on vacation that day. So I was like, you have to pick it up by 4 o'clock. If not, then you can't have it till, Sunday. He didn't win, thankfully, and I shipped it out that same day. But I did message him, and I said, hey, sorry, looks like you didn't win this one. I said, but I have another lot of even better ones coming next week. And he just messaged me yesterday and said, hey, I don't see that lot. I said, yeah, I'm putting it up tomorrow. That's my plan. So he was like, okay, cool. So, talk to people. Tell them, like, if you have something, I've done it again. A guy bought a shirt from me. He bought like what kind of shirt? It was like a political gun, shirt, like I love guns or something like that. And he bought it from me. So I messaged him, and I said, hey, I know you like these gun shirts. I said, I have 3 other ones, different styles, in my store. I said, here's the link. Check it out. If you want any of them, I'll give you free shipping on them, because it's just T-shirts, no big deal. So he was like, oh, I didn't even see that. Sold 3 more to him. If you have like items, and somebody buys something from you, and you have something that's similar, or that'll like go with it, I said, or message people, hey, I don't know if you're interested, but I'll give you free shipping if you want this too, pretty cool. I had a lady in Arkansas over the weekend. She bought a pair of pants from me, and I sent her an email. I said, hey, thanks for your, I don't send everybody an email when when they buy from me, but I sent her an email. I said, hey, I noticed that you bought this pair of pants. I said, based on the size of these pants, I have a dress shirt that would go really well with it. If you're interested, let me know. I'll give you free shipping. She bought it. I said, again, I don't know if it was the words free shipping or whatever, but it was an outfit. I combined, it wasn't listed that way. I had the shirt in one listing, the pants in another, but I just messaged her and said, hey, hey, just wanted to let you know, I'll give you a deal, if you want these. She was like, oh, a lot of times people don't see it because, it's not going to come up in the same way in the results. And you know how eBay sucks at promoting your store. They have that little tiny red, view my store. It's like this big, it's like the size of a Tic Tac. They don't really do well promoting people's stores. They want you to do it. So whenever somebody buys something from me, that I have a similar item or something that will complement it, I always message them back and say, you know, like the blank video cassettes. I should message this guy and be like, hey, I got a VCR. Do you want to buy that? Go with it. You want to buy the VCR too? But you'll understand the point. So so I'm going to be wrapping this up here. After I'm done with this smoke, I'm going to head inside because I got to grab a shower and start, you know, taking pictures and listing. If you have any questions while I'm, you know, finishing this last smoke, anything I can answer for you, questions, comments, concerns, you know, hopefully you found some of this information relevant. Maybe you didn't. You know, I don't know. But I mean, the sales are out there. You know, like I said, you do the research. You can watch. I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel where I tell you stuff. And I actually, so here I'm just talking, but on YouTube, most of the videos I do on there are screencasts. So you can actually see me online, you know, doing stuff online with the screen. Also with the photos, I did make a video the other day about what was it? Well, how to remove backgrounds from your photos for free using free software that is you know, that's available for Mac and Windows. It's a free program. It's awesome. I use it all the time. It's called GIMP. You know, I use it when I'm selling. You gotta realize, and I'll just share this real quick while I'm finishing this. A lot of stuff on eBay it's perception. It's mental. So I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say you're selling a suit jacket. Well, you got a nice suit jacket. How do you take that picture? Now, people who are buying suit jackets, most of the time, they're probably like businessmen, you know, people that I gotta wear this, you know, around town. They gotta wear it to their office. They gotta wear it out, you know, at dinner or something. People just don't wear suit jackets, you know, like to baseball practice or whatever. So when you're taking your pictures, where are you photographing that suit jacket? Are you laying it on the floor? Are you laying it on your bed? Where are you taking the measurements? Because I know for one thing, if I saw a suit jacket laying on the floor, someone's floor, a dirty ass floor, I'm going to be, when I get that thing in the mail, I'm going to be inspecting the hell out of that. So I would not, so whenever I do measure all my stuff on the floor, on a carpet, but when I list the pictures, I remove the background so only the suit jacket is showing, so you don't see the carpet. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my point. So you got this nice item and you got it sitting on your dirty ass floor. You know, people see that. She just saw it. Clean floors are okay, but how do you know that it's clean? What if it's white, or what if it's black and you can't see the dirt or whatever? Like, people's feet. I don't even want to mess with it. I just remove the background. But if you remove the background, people won't even have to do that. You'll never know it was on the floor. And it just looks more professional. You go to any, you know, most brand, like Walmart.com, Target.com, Nordstrom.com, whatever. No, oh my God, no. It takes, what? To remove a background on a suit jacket, it takes probably 2 minutes. All you got to do on that program, yeah. Oh, see, blankets, I don't like to use stuff like, I don't like to use household stuff. It just makes it look, again, this is just me, but it just makes it look, I don't know, more used, or like, you know, oh, this guy's got this jacket on his bed, you know, like, ugh. So all you do, but for me, when I'm removing a background from a suit jacket, all I have to do is in my program, now right click, hold it down, draw around the suit, hit delete. That's it. Background's removed. Hit save, good to go. Now it depends on where you're selling that item, depends on what you have to do next. If you're selling it on Amazon, like if I'm selling an electronic on Amazon, I remove the background, you're good to go. If you try to upload a photo on eBay with a removed background, for some reason, I haven't been able to figure out why, but when you upload a removed background onto eBay, it's black. The background is black. It's supposed to be white. When you upload it on Amazon, it's white. It's fine. It's good to go. for some reason on eBay, it has to do with their servers or whatever. If you try to upload a photo with a removed background, your photo will be there, but the background will be black. So unless you're selling something white, that doesn't really look good. So if you're doing it on eBay, once you save the picture, you just go into GIMP, you hit bucket fill, click anywhere, white. Did you try editing with like Paint? Yeah, so I don't have Windows. I have a Mac. You could do it in Paint. I'm not sure. Yeah, exactly, the bucket fill. That's all you have to do. And it takes seriously like 2 or 3 minutes tops. And once you've done it 100 times, you just trace it, cut, move over to GIMP, bucket fill. It even has an option in the file menu in GIMP to overwrite your existing picture, so you don't even have to do file, save as, find your picture, double click. It has it. No. Yeah, it's really not. I mean, I would try it out. It's really not that hard. It's all about trying something different. The same thing over and over. Hey, these are just things that I've done. Like with that, I'll give you like the iPad case. They're brand new in the box. I had them on the floor. I took a picture. Well, I noticed everyone else's listings, when they're selling a brand new item, they'll have the white background. Well, I didn't want it to be. I wanted to show it how it worked too. So I have an iPad. So I kept one for myself. I opened it up. I took a picture of my iPad inside of it, so you could see the little Apple symbol come through. Took a picture of that. Put it on because it comes with a stand too. So I put it on the stand. Took a picture of that. I just removed all the background that wasn't relevant to the product, and now it looks like a brand new, like it's the same exact looking picture that you would see on like Walmart.com. It's got the white background. It's the product. You can zoom on it. Like it just looks more professional. Now, if you're selling a used T-shirt for $10, no, maybe you don't need to do that. But like polo suits and I would say anything I sell for over probably $30 gets a background removed, unless it and change your backgrounds. You don't always have to use white. If you're selling something white, try using a red background and see how many views you get. You'd be surprised, because how many other people are using red backgrounds? I know when I search for my products, my listing stands out because everybody's either taking a picture on their floor, or like they're holding it, or it's on the bed, or wherever. But me, I remove the background and then I make it red or yellow or something like that. So when you're going through the listings, you see this, this red picture. You're like, whoa, and it works. Red is one of those colors that it draws people in. So it's just all about trying different stuff, guys. If you're not having a lot of sales, try something different. You don't have to change every single listing you have, but maybe pick 5. Maybe pick 5 listings that you don't have that have been sitting a while. You guys know my feeling on good till canceled. I hate those. So maybe end those, do a relist, buy it now, 30 days. Change up a couple things and see what happens. A couple of the people that watched this last time told me that they had some pretty good success with what I shared with them last time. So try something different. If you want to sell more, you gotta do the work. You gotta try something different. You can't be like everybody else. There's millions of people selling on eBay. What is your competitive advantage? Is it photos? Is it your shipping? Is it your description? You have to find something that when people go to your page, it draws them in. When they see your listing, if you're selling garlic presses, and there's 1,000 listings for that, why are they going to click on yours? It's not always price. Price matters, yes, but that's not always the reason people buy from you. There's a lot of other things that go into it. So looks like I'm about done here. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I appreciate you taking a while to listen to me talk. If you found it helpful, let me know. I love doing videos like this. I find it fun, so I don't mind doing them. But hopefully you learned something. At least one nugget of information you got. If so, let me know. You feel free to message me on Facebook, or like I said, check out my YouTube channel, which is defending freedom and liberty, all one word. All right? Take it easy, guys.